This is all the makeup I own. This is a new normal Tuesday. And this is Jess Paul. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I genuinely enjoy getting all glammed up for any podcast that comes my way, because podcasts have suddenly become so much more visual. But now, since we are in a world where meetups have gone cyber, we now have to be prepared to meet people face to face, but not look like we just went through a full beat, because all parties are aware we are in our own homes. So here is my makeup tutorial for looking like I'm not trying when I get on a Zoom call. Also applicable to most other video apps. But Jessica, why do you care? You are literally looking at us without a stitch on your face, we didn't even try with the hair. When I think about the times that I go completely makeupless, it's one, if it's my YouTube audience because you're kind of like the fam. Another is if you're such a close friend to me that I feel completely comfortable around you with no representation of how I want to look, or I literally don't give a shit about who you are. The fourth category of people are contacts that I was gonna say I respect, as if all those other categories were not. No. People that I feel an intention to want to impress, especially without them knowing that I want to do so. When it comes to this industry, I feel like I'm always going to an audition, even when no one's casting. I've always felt that I need to leave a good subconscious impression so that if even the recommendation ever arises, they will not hesitate to bring my name up. This is not me complaining about the state of the industry and how people behave. I literally feel like, let's get into the makeup. The first piece of makeup that if I just could pick one thing to do on my face for a meeting, it would definitely be my eyebrows. Not only because they're aesthetic, but they also express the way I'm feeling. I literally would get microblading done if it wasn't for that. I feel like it's paying $500 for a tattoo that dissolves on your face in like half a year. All right. And this is my outro. I'm just kidding, we've got a lot more to do. So a lot of how I have calculated this look today actually comes from my very, very brief stint as an indie film makeup artist. When I was starting out, if anybody invited me to set for any reason at all, I'd pretty much take them up on the offer. I try to do and learn as much as I possibly could to become an authority on what is making films for no money. And there's a kind of makeup look in films where I needed to apply a decent amount of makeup to make a female look her best, present her best face, but not look like she actually is wearing any makeup. Well, actually, it would be for both females and males. Males to not look like they're wearing any makeup at all, and females to look like they're not trying. There was one director where, I was told to do a natural look. So I basically did, a foundation that makes your skin look even, but not cakey. Add some definition to the brows, the eyes. And I think it was like 2 or 3 times I came to the director with the actress and I was like, good? And he's like, do more. A little more. So it gave me an idea of what people actually meant by natural look. And today I'm going to use Sephora's Fond de Teint Boom en une Fond. That is the French translation. It is the Perfection Mist Airbrush Foundation. I'm taking this wonderfully, possibly discontinued, Airbrush Foundation because it makes me look the most natural. It also happens to be the most expensive foundation I own. I love how I'm supposed to be not trying. As you notice, I didn't put any primer on at all because number one, I don't think it works. And number two, we're trying to be natural. We're trying so hard to not try. I'm just realizing that I forgot to do my nails, which is extremely appropriate for this video. Another story actually involving this exact same director that I just mentioned, was the first thing that really clued me in on how important it is to represent myself kind of at all times. I was talking to this director and he was telling a story about how he was looking to cast one of our friends, actually somebody that we'd worked with before, we knew that this person, this actress, I'll say, to be extremely skillful. She was beautiful. There were things that were going on in her life that were kind of accessory to the way she looked, but the way she looked, apparently, when they came and they had coffee, it was super casual again. They were friends and actually ended up casting somebody else because she came to the meeting looking kind of distraught, unhealthy. I feel like the director was just trying to express to me that she just wasn't properly wearing makeup to make her look her best. It wasn't the first instance when I realized how much physical presentation plays a role in not only when you first meet somebody, a first impression, but when you continue to be considered and to be scrutinized. And what I began to say in the beginning of the video about this not being a lamentation, I want to express that to some degree I understand. I've been on the other side of the table multiple times at this point. When you go into a casting room, you're not supposed to leave really much of anything, as much as you can attempt, up to the imaginations of the casting directors. They want to be as assured as possible that if they put you in this role, you're going to be able to pull it off. And I say that feeling like I completely contradict things that I say otherwise. I literally just had a conversation with my friend the other day, somebody who is in media like me, and I watched her constantly apologizing for her appearance. Even though to me she looked exactly like she always does, she always presents herself, and which is completely fine. Like, literally, I see nothing wrong with her appearance. What I was trying to tell her is stop drawing attention to what even you perceive is a inappropriate appearance. Confidence is part of an appearance when it comes down to it. All right, because I'm feeling I don't have as much coverage as I want to, I think I'm going to go in with a powder. This is an old-timey, it's not actually from 1908, but it's something I found on Etsy that intrigued me and is honestly one of the coolest makeup products I've ever had. I think it's just a bunch of baking soda. Wait, it doesn't have any ingredients on it. Rice powder, rose, and sandalwood. Are those the ingredients or the scents? So I'm just gonna go in, create a little bit more of a barrier between me and the people I want to impress. The next item that makes you look like you are more presentable without looking like you tried is, in my opinion, mascara. It's one of the things that I might go without accidentally and just do not understand why I look so weird. Oh, no. Actually, no. We're not going to use black. We're going to try to continue to stay realistic here. I'm actually going to use one that's a lot more subtle, and this is telescopic. It's giving you more of a long lash than a thick lash, so I guess it will make you look like you got prosthetic eyelashes as opposed to just put mascara on. There's something that I've said to people for a very long time about their insecurities, and that is to not talk about them, which sounds completely counterintuitive to what I feel I'm supposed to say. But hear me out. I have seen so many instances of people, a lot of the times volunteering, to talk about the thing that bothers them most about their own appearance. And so many times, I've realized that whatever they feel is wrong about them, especially we're talking about people that I love and respect and watch all the time, I've literally never noticed. Like, one of my best examples was I've watched Colbert in some fashion for like almost the past decade. I watched him on his original show, I watch his late night show now, and I'm a huge fan. That means that I've looked at his face throughout my entire 20s. Like, I know what he looks like. Well, he was doing this Vanity Fair, drink some whiskey and tell us all of your secrets. But one of the fast-paced questions they were trying to get out of him was, tell us your biggest, insecurity about your appearance. And he says, my unsymmetrical ears. As he's saying that, my eyes literally then just go to the sides of his face, and I realize his ears are pointing in completely different directions. That's a body part that literally frames your face. He is a talk show host. All of the footage that he's ever taken is of his face. And for so many years, I just never noticed. And that's kind of what I mean by that. I have no idea what my message is supposed to be in this video because I feel like I've contradicted myself like 3 times now. I've been explaining how I feel that I must present myself in an aesthetic way that's not the face that I wake up with, but also don't worry about what people think of you. Oh! Well, hello there! Do you realize how lucky you were to have just witnessed a fundamental character arc play out in front of your very eyes? As you see here, Jess began her journey believing that she was constantly being scrutinized by her peers in this climate of Instagram perfection and beauty-obsessed modern America. But when she was faced with learning and introspection, she realized that she herself didn't scrutinize her own friends like she assumed everyone else did. Do we secretly internalize judgment and scrutiny about those we know, love, and work with? Or do most of us see the best parts of our friends and colleagues, and mostly leave the shrewdest assessments for ourselves? Is this a type of problem of the me variety? Or is this one director I know just a big douchebag? Now, say you want to go a step further. Say you're not looking quite like yourself. I feel like I barely am. Let's talk about some ways that you can continue to define your face without looking like you put too much effort into it. So this is my cutesy little secret, Revlon Colorstay Skinny Liquid Eyeliner. I use this when I'm trying to do a role, again, that's calling for more of a natural look, but also that I don't look like a hag. It's harder than you'd think to find a brown liquid eyeliner, or maybe one that has an indicative cap enough for me to find in the drugstore. But when I found this one, it was replacing an old CYO, but it does actually have some bronzy reflex, which really bounce the brown of my eye, and I absolutely love it. It's not as bold as my black, which make my eyes scream at you, but I think it's a really good option for when we're trying to look like we're not trying. This is a natural look. Don't do the cat eye, don't do the cat eye, don't do the cat eye. Dang! I did the cat eye. My favorite feature about my face, amongst all the other great features, are my big bulbous eyes. Literally, I can't hide any secrets or any feelings, which is advantageous for being an actor. But I also can't really lie about things because my eyes absolutely give me away, or at least I think they do, and then I get panicked and I end up outing myself even if nobody knows that I'm keeping something from them. We're just going to go with a little blush here to make us look like, again, we didn't just wake up from a coma. We have a little life in us. Maybe a lot of life. I'm looking at my lids. There is no light makeup look that really uses eyeshadow unless you use it strategically. Because our eye sockets are holes, there's a lot of darkness. I wonder if that's even true. That has to be true. That has to be why we have dark circles. No, do not claim that you have no idea, Jessica. Stop talking like that. So instead, I'm going to take this cheap-ass e.l.f. New Classics palette, and I'm going to play with some of their more neutral colors. Just kidding, I want to take 18 Hit Wonders, which I don't know how any of these made the list. The only reason I have like 3 of these is because they were like heavily discounted. Outing myself 24/7. But I am going to actually take this peachy because it's a great color to kind of bring health into your eyes. It's got an orange undertone, so mask and cancel out the natural holes that literally every single human has in their face. Okay, now, if you're someone like me who absolutely wants to get away with murder, I want to add a little bit more definition in my eyes. Again, they're my favorite aspect amongst so many. I think that I want to go in with the lightest hand of this Supreme. We're gonna just... Oh, it's so subtle. It's so subtle. That's just what we needed. See, not too dramatic, not too Jess Paul. In my opinion, a bare, half-concealed lip is the thing that makes most non-makeup makeup looks make you look like a corpse. I was going to say only use creams because when you apply, you know, my favorite, liquid lip, you're creating a pretty defined line, but we're trying to keep it subtle here. So, this is, oh God, this is so old. I already cleaned out my makeup bag before I moved to Los Angeles, but, oh my God. This has to be from, like, near high school. We're gonna see how this looks. We're gonna give this one a spin. And if I don't like it, I guess we're using liquid lipstick. Okay. Man, I used to think that this was so nude, but honestly, I mean it is, but I used to think it didn't look good. That's pretty alright. Is there literally anything left to do? Is there anything we didn't do in a normal makeup look? Yes, there is. It's highlighter. You would argue that highlighter is probably the one thing that does not belong in any form on a no makeup look. But in my opinion, these webcams that we're all filming on, they're not as detailed as our average camera. So you're really seeing a lot of the highlights and the shadows as if you were squinting your eyes. So I feel that it's appropriate to add a little bit of definition to the highlights of your face. We're going in to this sample from my Birchbox that literally I feel like will last me my whole lifetime, especially because I have another one of these and another one of another brand in this same size. How much highlighter could the T-zone of a face actually need? Oh my God, my favorite place to highlight is this freaking nose. As if the nose needs any more attention. I do love myself a good highlighted tip. I mean, if we're gonna argue this point, who else is arguing but myself with myself? The no makeup look is just supposed to be an indication, false or not, of health. So, if you want to look healthy, by all logic, you should look like you're glowing. Maybe not like a spaceship. And as for the thing that I call my hair, my freshly showered, air-dried, breaking bucket of bleach damage and food color hair dye remnants, there's no way in f***ing hell I'd ever leave the figurative house without doing anything about it. We just full out did a full beat, didn't we? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Yeah, I think this is the real place you're supposed to stop when you want to present yourself without trying. Now it's time to spin my wheel. Whatever opinion you have in the comments, it's valid. Put it down there. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm an idiot. This video went in a weird place that I didn't expect. Guys, we're gonna get into some spooky. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I have so many ideas that I'm gonna have to pull from a hat. Down in the comments, besides telling me that I'm a terrible influencer and role model, also tell me what you were envisioning or what you want to see when you saw that I put put spooky stuff, because there's lots of spooky stuff on YouTube, and I watch most of it. So I've got lots of options, and I'm very excited to start this category. This is a video of me doing the no mirror makeup challenge, where I also turned into an e-girl. And this is one of my favorite videos where I decluttered my makeup bag with a hangover, and I hope you enjoy, because this is my outro.